Welcome back to PB J Cooking with John Pardue. I am John Pardue. PB J, practical, basic, and jacked. Now, the one thing we talked about in the last episode is how to love your food, learn to enjoy it with a little creativity. For those of you who know me, you know we're filming here in Dallas, Texas. Anyone that lived and grew up in the Southwest, close to the border at all, loves either Mexican food or Tex-Mex. Enchiladas. Who doesn't love an outstanding enchilada? Now, it's got a great taste, but it's really bad for the waist. So tonight, we're going to figure out how to make a healthy version of an enchilada. Now, a few things. We're going to show you the products first. Springer Hill Ranch beef. You can get this beef at any Tom Thumb, Randall's, or Sprouts. I will tell you, they are the only beef company that has a 98%, let me say it again, 98% lean ground beef. That means 2% fat. So for every 4 ounces, 2 grams of fat. Phenomenal, phenomenally lean beef. It truly is. Amazing product. This is something, if you're a beef fan at all, hamburgers, meatloaf, tacos, whatever it is, find this, find it now. Also, we are working with Lifetime cheese. Now, it should be called Lifeline, especially for those of us that are workout warriors, bodybuilders. Fat-free cheese. And know what you're thinking out there. Fat-free cheese always tastes weird, a little bizarre. This tastes like real cheese. I kid you not. This is sharp cheddar. It tastes like sharp cheddar. Swiss. Tastes like Swiss. They are outstanding. Now, you can get these at Whole Foods. If you like them, you can order them in bulk from a company called Northwood Cheese out of Wisconsin. Now, if you do that, I say order in bulk, 24 bars or more, you refer to a Fighter Diet, that is Fighter Diet website, and you'll get a discount. So if you get these at Whole Foods, you're probably at $6 for 8 ounces. If you get these from Northwoods, you're at about $4 per 8 ounces. Again, fat-free, 40 calories per ounce, 8 grams of protein, 1 gram of carbohydrate. Great product. The other thing, Tomorrow's, T-U-M-A-R-O''S, tortillas. Now, they have tortillas and they have what they call their deli wraps. The deli wraps are incredible. We've got sourdough, pumpernickel, rye, amazing, amazing flavors. They're out of California. You can find them at Central Market and at Tom Thumb. If you don't have one of those close to you, you can find them online and order them as well. We're also working with salsa. I'm a salsa junkie. Personal favorite, On the Border. Restaurant chain, started here in Texas. They sell these at most grocery stores. Great, great salsa, all natural. And then whatever seasonings you want to work with, I've got a chili lime taco seasoning. You also need cooking spray. Believe it or not, we're going to use a toothpick today as well. And this is something that just helps out. I've already weighed everything in advance, but this is a simple kitchen scale. You can get this online, Walmart, Bed Bath & Beyond, almost anywhere sells a kitchen scale. Now, past that, we've got our skillet, we've got our glass bake pan, and we've got another pot here, which I've already made a queso. I pre-made that. So what I did is I took about 2 servings out of the On the Border salsa, and I took 3 ounces of the fat-free cheese. Now I weighed this on the scale. 3 ounces of the fat-free Lifetime cheese. Put that in a pot. Mix it up. I've got it on warm now. I've got this kind of paste-like substance that you probably can't see well. You will see it later in the show that I've made. So it's thicker. It's more like a very thick queso. You can put more salsa in. You can add a little water. But what I recommend you do is you slice the cheese, any cutting board you have, any knife, slice cheese very thin, put that in the pot, put it with salsa, put it over medium, stir it, and constantly stir it so it doesn't burn, and you get a nice fluid queso. So I've pre-made that. And then what we're doing now is we're going to take our beef, and I'm using 5.3 ounces. Now I know it's specific, but it's 160 calories and this works for my diet. Again, you do not have to be this precise. I am because I do count calories. So I'll take my skillet, I'll turn my stove on to medium. Put that over here. Let me move this around so everyone can see. Non-stick cooking spray. Liberal use. Throw our ground beef in the pan. Now you can wait for it to get hot. You don't have to throw it in right away, but if you're like me and somewhat impatient, you're going to throw it in right away. So go ahead and do that. Then you'll take any sort of a cooking apparatus. I've got wood, I've got silicone, I've got plastic, it's whatever your preference is. You'll take that and you just really want to kind of ground this into the pan a little bit, kind of push it down there, separate it, and then take your seasoning. Again, I'm a salt guy. Let me explain to you. I love salt. I compete with high sodium levels. A lot of guys do not believe in high sodium levels. Personally, I run anywhere from 5,000 plus a day in sodium. Now the trick to that is you have to have a 2-to-1 sodium to potassium ratio. So if you're taking in 2,000 milligrams of sodium, you need 1,000 milligrams of potassium each day. As long as your body's balanced, your sodium intake is fine. If you don't believe me, the CDC announced about a month and a half back that there is no link between sodium intake and health issues. So look it up, don't take my word for it. I'm using, again, just kind of a basic taco seasoning here. Completely to preference. I'm also using a chili lime, which is another wonderful flavor. And I'm just trying to brown the meat. Now, for those of you who know what browning is, turn my fan on here as well. That's simply just getting the outside to have a little bit of a char to it. And I don't really have to fully cook this because, again, I'm going to put this in the oven later on and make an enchilada out of it. So I'm taking the pan, just move it around, and you can see it's already starting to turn brown. Doesn't take very long, and I've got this on medium heat. Okay, as we're finishing now, brown the meat, you'll notice it's not completely cooked. Again, we're going to go in the oven, and what I want to do is just put this on the tortilla, put that kind of right in the middle there. Now again, if you want to add onions, peppers, mushrooms, you can put them in the oven first, get them nice and tender. However you want to do it, feel free to be as creative as you possibly can be. I want you to really enjoy this and use some vegetables. Again, don't like using corn. Corn is very simple carbohydrates. Not a big potato guy, again, because of carbohydrates. But onions, peppers, anything like that would be great. So we'll take it. Now what you'll notice, I've got the pan over here. So I'm going to take this, take my non-stick cooking spray, spray that liberally. Then I want to take and I want to roll this up. So what I want to do is take that over here, keep it nice and tight, and kind of pull it. Again, they're not real delicate, but you can break them. So be a little careful as you're doing this. And then take a toothpick. We've got a little toothpick holder here in my house, so we work them this way. If I can actually make that work. There we go. Alright, so roll it up. Again, a little bit tight. We'll stab it with the toothpick, pick it up, put it in the pan. Now, I've got that in the pan. I want to take the queso that I made before, and I want to just put that over. Now, it's going to be a little bit of a paste, okay? Because I've actually let this kind of get a little bit hard. It was on melt, so I didn't really want to stay too liquid or overcooked. So I'm just going to put that right on top. I know it's going to look weird. It's going to look a little bizarre, but trust me, it's going to taste great. So I'm going to put that there. And just so I can get it just where I want it, again, I don't like to waste anything when it comes to my cheese or my food. So I like to scrape, and if I could on camera, I'd lick the bowl. So I'll put that in. And now we have our completed enchilada ready for the oven. So what I've done is I've taken the oven and preheat the oven to 350. Now you can do 325 to 375. What I'll do is put that in there on the top shelf. Again, oven mitt is absolutely critical. Forgot to mention that earlier. Make sure you have your oven mitt for the oven, for obvious reasons. And we're going to put that in for about 10 minutes. Now you want to keep an eye on it after about 5, but we are going to start our countdown. And welcome back. We have hit our about 7.5 minute timer actually. And I was looking, it looks like we are ready to go. So I'm going to go over here to our oven, pull this out. We've got a nice, beautiful little sizzle. Oh, you can hear the sizzle too. Not only can you see it, you can actually experience it as well. So I've got a plate, I've got a fork, I have a monster spatula because if you're going to go big. Take it out here. I want to, as carefully or as haphazardly as I possibly can, either way, put that down. Again, don't like to waste cheese. Like to get as much of that out as humanly possible. Put our pan back here because it is rather hot. Take my fork, scrape my cheese off the spatula, and again, you can make this queso a little bit more liquid, a little more runny. I like mine thick, so this is personal preference. It will make a great runny queso as well. It's just, again, I like mine a little thicker. Take your spatula, throw it back here. Critical moment as well. Please remove the toothpick. I repeat, please remove the toothpick. I will not be responsible for toothpick-related injuries because of this video. Now, here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have an enchilada, a delicious and healthy enchilada. Great taste and not bad for the waist. So let's run through this again. We've got Springer Hill beef, absolute fan. If you haven't had it, go get it now. Randall's, Tom Thumb, Sprouts, 98% lean. We've got 5 ounces of it here, 5.3, so 160 calories, 32 grams of protein, about 3 grams of fat. I've also got Lifetime cheese. Lifetime cheese, I've got 3 ounces cut here, which puts that at about 120 calories, 24 grams of protein, and 3 grams of carbohydrates. I've got Tomorrow's tortillas. Tomorrow's 60 calories. I've got 5 grams of protein, 5 grams of carbohydrates, and 2 grams of fat, for a grand total of 340 calories, 61 grams of protein, 5 grams of fat, and 8 grams of carbohydrates. Now, I add salsa to this, so I'm adding about probably another 20 calories, so 360. I don't really count the carbohydrates, and I don't count anything else in that because basically it's vegetables. You're going to digest that really quickly. If you want to, 360, it's up to you. And again, this is my number. Feel free to add more, take away, whatever you want to do. But the one thing I do want you to do, I want you to enjoy and enjoy this thoroughly. So, for John Pardue and PB J Cooking, I ask you like this video, follow us on YouTube, we're also on Facebook, and good night because I'm going to eat.